video is rated B+.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the B Plus Players podcast. Once again, joined by my lovely gentlemen, Geordie, Mike. How we doing, boys? I haven't seen you in like a week, except you the other day. But
I saw you the other day.
yeah, the other day.
I saw the better part of you.
Oh yeah.
Not
So,
that part.
I guess before we get started, I know
This is not a PG show.
you two didn't go, but I went to Supernova over the weekend. So if you've been following the page, you would have noticed today. Not only did the Money in the Bank podcast or predictions cast go up, but a couple of interviews went up. I had the extremely awesome opportunity to interview some of the AWF wrestling guys, and you can see our little flyer down the bottom here. So if you are, depending on when this gets up, hopefully soon, in 2 weeks' time on July 2nd at a Bald-Faced Stag, obviously in the Sydney area. $20 entry, go in, check out the AWF wrestling guys. The dual champion,
Brother.
Dean Draven.
Dean Draven.
He is the Australasian Wrestling Federation's dual champion.
I
He
will say,
currently
yeah.
controls the Commonwealth champion and the heavyweight championship.
I saw him in 2004 when Mark Hamilton, him versus Mark Hamilton, or him versus TNT, and then Mark Hamilton may have entered. It was the only proper AWF show I've been to.
Well,
And I was like thinking, Jesus, he looks like Chris Benoit. Oh my
Yeah.
god, his moveset's like Chris Benoit. Hi, Dean. I'd assume that's probably changed now, and if not, I'm sure those moves are free.
he's great, man. And just even like the experience I had just watching the wrestling and stuff. Like I had no idea, but TNT, one of their wrestlers there,
Oh,
he's been
fucking
wrestling for
combo-
21
yes,
years.
he's
Credit
he's
to-
Australian Christopher Daniels.
Credit,
Absolutely.
credit to him because he is like, I think I've had him on Facebook for a couple of years now, but he's been wrestling for 20 odd years and he just keeps on plugging away and keeps on promoting himself. He obviously loves the business, so good on
Like to
him.
put that in perspective, he's been wrestling longer than Cena. Just to put that in perspective for you guys. So we do have extreme veterans around. It was really great. I got to interview just quickly down the list. Bullet Click. And yes, you may laugh at that. It's absolutely amazing what those guys are doing. I got to interview, Kaya Drake was there. I got to interview Erica Reed, Concrete Davidson. I did a lot. I got to interview Team VIP, Jack Jordan and Jared Idle. Sorry, I messed up your name during the interview.
They're gonna like all the interviews.
Yeah,
will be
they
on
will
our-
progressively come up. And
They'll be on our page.
Yeah.
In our group and on our social media. So
I will be
You
sending a lot of
subscribe.
them to the AWF guys as well, so they can hook in, and also 80s Arts. I didn't forget you boys. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. Next week, well actually no, in the next couple of days we'll be heading out to the IWA stuff on the Thursday, Friday, trying to get some more interviews done. Because we're not going to just cover AWF, we're going to be trying to cover all Australian wrestling. We need to start bringing it together. Speaking to the guys and the promoters and stuff for AWF. Thought it was an absolutely fantastic idea. We're the only ones doing it, so we're going to keep doing it. So
Needs to grow.
yeah, we're gonna try and be almost like, I guess, the head promotion, I guess, for Australian
We
wrestling.
need like the man overboard show, like defend indie wrestling.
Yeah, there you go.
Just fucking defend indie wrestling.
So I guess moving on from that, we're going to jump straight into Money in the Bank, which we have the case up there. Geordie's cashing in. Brought that from Americano. Look at that, beautiful.
It's legit.
So once again, not sponsored by Strongbow, but we will take your alcohol and money if you ever decide to sponsor us.
I'm gonna
please.
just
Please.
have a quick moment of silence. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I'm not wearing my
The
slippers
slippers, that was the
tonight.
first thing I noticed. I was like, oh my
You're
god!
You're wearing Uggs.
I'm wearing Uggs. Look, I've upgraded, but it wasn't from. It wasn't
I think
for-
that's a
I didn't
downgrade.
choose to do it.
Is this because you got
reason being-
shit on it the other night?
That was part of it. But
Aw.
That was
my dog went on a shit rampage in my backyard.
That was so good.
And I tried right in it with those slippers. Now I might have worn them again, except I left them out the back and he ripped them apart.
Oh no!
Rip
Rip slippers. Can we get hashtag rip slippers, please?
hashtag
Going.
rip the slip.
Rip the slip. Leo, can you put it as a demographic right here for saying hashtag rip the slip? That's awesome. So, Money in the Bank. I'm guessing we've all seen it. We've all seen it. We all.
Avoid spoilers the first time in ages and watched it beginning to end.
Look, I was working and I had like a break from like 2 till about 2:30. I was sitting down having lunch, and I was just like, I have to know. I was peaking because I couldn't not be on any form of social media because my Twitter, Instagram, everything is all linked to WWE shit, and I was just like, I have to fucking know because like I watched. Well, I got the results because I was watching live results in like an article form.
Yep.
Right up till it said next matchup is like Cena Styles, and I was like,
no,
done.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I was just like sitting there, I'm like,
And
I need to know.
you know, I was like, fuck.
I watched it while I was at work because we were pretty dead.
You mean you were working hard all hours?
Hardly
Correct.
working for many
Yeah,
hours.
cool story.
Can I
Was
have
I
your
was talking to one of the boys at work about it while it was happening, and then my boss ended up going off the rails because he heard us talking about wrestling. He's like, "Get out of here, leave Geordie alone." And then
He's
out
got
of
watch his
nowhere,
wrestling.
Out of nowhere, we got this guy like because we just put these glass walls up in our showroom.
Yeah.
And the window cleaner that was cleaning them up for us, he heard what we were talking. He goes,
No way.
He goes, "You talking about AJ Styles versus Cena?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Did AJ win?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he won."
He just throws his squeegee, starts running around.
For the rest of the day, I'm talking wrestling with this window cleaner. Like,
That's
top bloke.
fucking
That's awesome.
Absolute top
You
bloke.
better have plugged the podcast.
Wait, man. I
Oh.
said, yeah, we got this wrestling group. I said, you got to sign up.
We have windows
If
that
he's
need
at work-
cleaning. Get on.
If he's at work tomorrow, I will make sure.
Well, actually,
Shout out. That's fucking awesome.
I've actually done that a couple of times now too. Whilst being at Supernova, you know, a lot of people recognise my girlfriend because of her cosplay stuff, and so I was walking around with a stupid sign. If you saw me, send me pictures. I had a stupid sign that said the supportive boyfriend on it, which made me the hero of Supernova somehow. But on the back was all that B plus player stuff that
My
you see
favourite
in the
part
photos.
of that, Nick, was that you had the supportive boyfriend thing written in like bold text up,
Yeah.
and then it was protruding
Through the B
back.
plus
Well, we
players
didn't,
supporting
think,
boyfriend
we
reference.
didn't think through that, but like essentially what happened was.
It was like a C plus sign.
Yeah.
But it was last minute as well. But so essentially, that sign, people were asking about it, and a couple of people who found out that I did I was part of the podcast and stuff. They started asking questions, and also on my girlfriend's cosplay page, I noticed some dude was commenting saying, "Your boyfriend's shirt is sick. Where the fuck did he get that?" He must be a huge wrestling fan, and she I didn't see about this until she mentioned it to me today, and she goes. She replies, "Yeah, he does a wrestling podcast with some friends, and that's his merchandise." And she's like, "I want one. Where's this group?" And I actually jumped in and was like, "Hey man, here you go. Like, this is the links. You know, give us some support." So
Shout out for Coachella ratings to the
Good to be
missus.
recognised.
Hey.
yeah, that's it. Hey, go check her out. Double Helix cosplay. There you go, baby. So let's get down to it. Money in the Bank. First things first. I've completely taken our notes away. There we go.
Nick's
So
meant to be the guy who leaves the link up so we can read what we're talking about.
Yeah, so we don't
he
get
had one
lost.
job.
Ooh,
and
down there.
Fuck.
yeah, I fucked it right up.
Anyway.
See, Mike, you can see what you're pointing at, but everyone else just.
I know. I
realized
realised that halfway through it, I was like, I might as well make it a bit creepy by going. Hello.
We're gonna skim over some stuff, but Money in the Bank as a whole, if you had to give it a grade, so if you were in school and you had to give it an A, B, C, D, what would you give it?
Well, first off, if any of you say B plus, I'm gonna cut you.
I
like you're off the podcast.
In fairness, I actually did say B plus.
Yeah,
I
well,
said overall I
I-
enjoyed it, although I thought it was very predictable. And if you saw, I shared a Money in the Bank scorecard of like
I thought
Yes.
we'd bring that.
potential things. I was meant to bring it. I
You
forgot
fuck.
it. I know. I had one job.
No,
in
your
fairness, I
job was
wasn't
bring the
very
US. Did you bring the USB?
I did bring the
Oh god, thank you.
but I was going to bring my scorecard to show you just how close my predictions were to everything.
You were pretty
I
bang
actually
on.
picked every result bar the main event because I didn't expect Reigns to lose clean.
Yeah,
But-
fucking.
But in fairness, every other result I got bang on, even as far as Natty getting pinned to Charlotte.
Yeah.
Like I picked that
Oh,
way of
Dude,
it
that was
happening.
so good though.
I picked fucking Ambrose being one of the last two hang on the ladder. Of course he would be because
Yeah.
I
But it was
picked him
good.
to win.
We will
But
get
it
to
was,
that
it was
match.
pretty
as well.
great. Like, Leah was like messaging me all day saying it's scary how accurate your thing is. She's like,
Yeah.
you must have known. I was like, I didn't know. I just fucking it was very predictable.
Have you
Like-
already gone through that strong bow? Holy fuck,
Fuck
dude.
me.
When did that happen?
Been
I
a
may
hard
have
day for all of
problem.
us.
Roll back the footage.
I may have a problem.
I'm like this. What the Right, sorry, continue.
It's so good.
I just noticed it. I was like, holy fuck, Josh.
That's what she said. No, I reckon, honestly, I would give it the same sort of thing, like the school report card, the same report card I got, which is, marginally above average, but disruptive, a pain in the ass, and often, too much happening at once.
Correct.
Like, it was, I loved it, and it was amazing, and me and my mate Ron marked out, and like, oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
He got more than Ambrose cashing in, more than anything else. He fucking lost clean, and the thing is, the last time he lost 1-1 clean was 2012 against Adam Rose as Leo Kruger in FCW. 2012.
Was the last time Roman lost clean?
1-1. Leo Kruger.
One match.
First Roman, then his
Now,
missus.
I encourage someone to prove Mike wrong. I don't believe he is wrong.
Well, no. See, I don't encourage that at all because I do not want to subject you to the torture of watching 2 years worth of Roman Reigns matches.
Just accept them, right?
Let's skim through this.
Alright, so
the tag team match.
Yeah, we're only going to cover some matches that
enjoyed
we
it. I
actually
thought it
care
was
about.
It was great, but then
I thought
that
it was-
fucking finish.
I thought it was fun. I thought the match was fun as a whole. I don't like when stuff is over choreographed.
Oh,
so
yeah.
there's so many spots where it was just like, okay, this is not real, because in a real fight, 3 guys aren't doing the same move to one person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, it was just too much choreography. I liked the match. I thought it was fun. There was a lot of botching. The end was the biggest cluster of all, like with the Big E picks up. Was it Aiden English?
Aiden English.
Aiden English, he picks him up and gets ready to do that crazy bomb thing that he does. And, like, Gallows just standing there waiting for his cue because Cass has missed his.
Yeah, no,
Because
Cass,
on the
Cass,
It was
it was Big E was going to finish him with the big ending, and it was Anderson he picked up. And Gallows didn't know what to do because Big Cass had missed his cue.
Yeah.
Appropriate, yeah.
But you know what? It's funny. I actually watched the match because I heard this and I didn't know if it was true. But the guy who gets pinned, Aiden English, he actually wasn't legal in the match.
No, it wasn't.
No.
He got tagged out.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
They got
this.
told on commentary to cover
Yeah,
that it'd say he's
They
illegal
were
and
big
don't replay.
fuck.
That's the cluster part. And look, that's mate. I honestly think that we'll get to Raw later, but it's like I felt like they should have said something about this because then it would have been
Dusty
like
finish.
it would have been like Dusty finish. Let's do a rematch at Battleground,
Battleground leading
and
SummerSlam.
then
Yeah.
let there be a clear winner in the New Day retaining and build to a SummerSlam feud with whoever the number one contender will be.
I think
But
the curious
whatever,
part to that
it's
match.
okay. Like it was fun. Fatal 4-way tag
It served its
team.
purpose.
It's
It's fun to
too.
me, but it served its purpose.
It's just too much. Well, I
Yeah.
think it's an outdated concept. Like the
Yeah.
idea of 4 tags. Like let's be real here. You're in a fatal 4-way tag match where there's 2 guys allowed in the ring at once. Why would you want to tag someone
That-
not on your team?
The guy I watched it with, the exact same
Exactly.
thing. He's like, why is this? It makes
doesn't
no
make
sense. Why would you do
Like,
that?
if I'm in a match and I know that I have to pin someone to get the win, why would I want to tag someone not on my team?
Well, I think the argument to make with that is that, in Big E, I know which spot you're talking about. Like at the point Big E was knocked off the apron. So they went, well, we don't want the bad guys to lose,
Yeah.
tag in Enzo. But my theory is that we know you could beat Enzo.
Yeah.
Tag in the weak guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like when they go up and they
okay.
slap them, they're like, you do it. I'm like,
Yeah,
I hit really hard, you do it.
Like,
Yeah.
that was me, but
I guess I understand. Like maybe if it's like early on in the match.
Yeah.
But once everything's warmed
You'd be trying to
down,
get
it's
tagged in and,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
I don't exactly
my
know what
concern
yeah.
with that as well is that ref fuck up. Because
Oh.
you watch it back, there was a 3 count.
Yeah.
Enzo and Cass
No.
technically got those parts.
Oh, you
I
mean, wait,
disagree.
you mean when you hit the ground?
No,
I
no,
disagree. It wasn't
it was-
a 3 count. The crowd counted 3.
Yes.
The ref didn't hit the mat 3 times.
Are you talking about the one with the splash and stuff? Like,
It
yeah,
was after
they-
he did the rocket launcher. And
No,
then,
no, that wasn't a 3 count.
It
He
wasn't
went
a 3
down,
count.
he hit the ground with his his right arm, and the crowd went, oh, 1! And he went, 2! The crowd chanted,
The crowd
2,
chanted 2,
3,
and
and he went to go for the 3rd, and then he kicked out, and everyone was like,
Oh,
oh.
okay. See, I was-
Someone on
full-
Reddit had
yeah.
the footage, and it was like, no, it was proper 2, but
Yeah.
everyone
It
miscounted.
definitely was a 2. It was just a miscount.
I thought, yeah, okay. Well, I was going to
So
say that.
that is the disadvantage of the crowd being so involved in the match. It's
Yeah.
like if they just shut up and watched rather than
Is it
cheer.
a Ring of Honor where they purposely count out
Yeah,
they'll be
to
like,
fuck up a
2, 3.
Yeah, to
they
fuck
fuck
up-
up with the referee and the fuck with the wrestlers.
See, like
oh,
I will admit, like, yes, it was a massive spot fest, but my favourite spot from that particular match, just for me personally, was when the faces cleared house.
Yes.
At the same time, where they're all in the middle, they're all punching on, and then you just, like, I couldn't
And they
even...
stand off.
My brain had this, like, weird glitch in the Matrix, I swear, where I didn't see them clear house. It's like I blinked, and all four men had, like, you know, Aiden English and Simon Gotch and the club had been eliminated out of the ring. And my brain was like, how did this happen? And then the faces are standing there, and it's like, I would actually like to see that happen, that particular feud. Only because it'd be a respectful, classic banter kind of go-to-go. But I believe that the club would be a bit better for it.
I was very frustrated at the point of, like, when Cass was legal and Big E was legal, I was like, yes, there's going to be two... Like,
and there's hype around it, too.
It's power versus size, it's going to be so much fun. And everyone was buzzing for it. The two big guys are going to hit it. And then English tags in. I'm like, you fuck. Like, I knew it would happen, but I was like, you're a fuck.
Well,
That's their gimmick, though, is buzzkill.
Absolutely
but
shocked
it's
that...
X-Pac heat. I said it last week. It's cheap X-Pac shit heat. They don't... It's not that they're generating heat. The crowd just doesn't like them. It's that it.
I was going to say, I'm just shocked that the club didn't go for the classic thing you do in a fatal four-way. You grab the opponent. So say Geordie's on my team, he's in my corner. You're my opponent. I'm tagged in. I grab you. Geordie tags you. Geordie falls over. I pin Geordie.
I've always wondered that. But New Day tried that a few months back, and I went, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
And it was like, because
everyone forgets that you can actually do that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm annoyed that the club or even the New Day, because it would fit the New Day's character.
They have done. I believe they have done it before.
I would have liked the New Day to have won like that, and then it would have been like,
you
hey,
bastards.
They just kind of
The only people who can beat us are us.
Yeah, they kind of just screwed themselves, but they retained the title,
Which is the best
and
part.
It's like now there's no clear number one contender. We can revisit the possibility of a fatal four-way tag match,
Or just a triple threat tag.
Yeah, exactly.
anything.
Yeah, something like that, you know. But anyway, it was a bit of a class A. It was fun. It served its purpose. It went for fucking 20 minutes. That's fair enough.
And fuck, the crowd was hot though.
They were,
like, especially after the two shithouse matches they had to sit through. We're not talking about that, but fucking after, if I had to sit through that shit, I'd be like, where is my money?
Yeah.
But obviously, to get that match rolling for the pay-per-view, absolutely fantastic draw, good way to pull in. The match that followed, but we're not going to talk about that. So let's fast forward down the card. We're hitting the Money in the Bank ladder match. Sorry, excuse me, I got some reflux.
Well, see, AJ versus Cena was first, but we'll go.
Yeah.
Let's do.
But that's the bigger talking point, because we
Let's
know
go
what
Money in
happened
the Bank.
later. So the Money in the Bank match. So Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, Alberto Del Rio, Ambrose,
Y2J.
and Y2J. So I did see a fuck up on the Go Home SmackDown.
Yeah.
That the seventh man thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to know who that was supposed to be?
Meant to be Kalisto.
It was meant to be Kalisto. There was a
Yeah.
fuck up. They showed the demographic for it, and Kalisto was there, and everyone's like, "Why Kalisto on the mat?" And I was just like, "Yeah, why Kalisto on the mat?" Yeah, no, I saw it on Twitter.
I heard something
tweeted
about it,
and
but
I was just like, "The fuck is this?" And then if he'd have done a run-in, I would have been mad. Get off the ladder.
I enjoyed the match. I thought it was a relatively safe ladder match in comparison to what we've seen.
Except for that fucking
wrestling.
Owens bump. God
Yeah,
damn it!
oh.
I was like, oh my god, he's dead. That's the best.
You know that Owens and Zayn, like, they're going to
They've
take
done
that
it,
kind of bump. They're great like that. They will give their body to.
And that's the
destroy
best
them.
part. Like that, there is no way around it. That spot hurt.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
but the fact that Owens was willing to take it and Sami Zayn was willing to do a fucking Michinoku driver, like he could have done any move on that. He could have just simply done like almost a Samoan drop with like the legs slightly spread apart, and it would have copped his shoulders and maybe upper thigh.
But
he just went fuck your spine and was just like GG. And Owens was just like
I think it's a big
it was almost
testament to the trust that Owens has in Zayn.
well, when you've been doing it for 15
Ladder
years,
Wars. They had
though,
ladder
as
wars
well.
in Ring of Honor, El Generico versus Kevin Steen, and they fucked it. I think the feud ended when Generico Sami Zayn got signed to WWE, but it ended with I believe a package pile driver through two ladders. They fucking ladder match is their thing.
I think
awesome.
I really enjoyed the spot where he'd pinned Zayn up against the mat with the ladder, and he went to go do a run up, and everyone's like, "This is going to be amazing," and then he just kind of sidesteps and super kicks, and I was just like, "You fucking troll! Like you are amazing!" Like I'm not gonna lie, for me personally, Kevin Owens stole the night.
He's my favorite.
He stole the night, like
King of heel,
with all the shit that he pulled up. And like
He's
you
just
look
so
at the
fun to watch. Like,
pre-match
he's-
promo with Del Rio and
I
fucking
agree.
Jericho. He's
Pero,
shit
gonna call me
on.
Pero again?
So actually, that's one thing I
Why
wanted to
do you
bring
call
up.
everyone
Have
Pero?
you guys heard about this thing called the Tomspiracy? So
About his height.
about his height.
Yes.
So-
So he changed his height, and
Yeah.
he's in on it apparently because he
Yeah.
stands on things.
Okay,
It's
so
unbelievable.
here's the thing. So for those of you who don't know, if you haven't been on Reddit, I haven't. I found out about this today. Tom, the fucking dude in the interviews, does backstage, is actually like near 7 foot. He's fucking huge, and apparently,
7 foot's pretty tall. Man.
yeah, no,
I don't
not-
know how tall he is.
he's really tall. But apparently, he
I'm gonna look
because
up Tom Phillips right
because
Yeah,
they
so how
want
about-
they want fucking heels to look menacing, so he has to stand during interviews with his legs spread, so he doesn't look as tall.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think he's that
amazing.
tall. I know he's like
I-
6 something. He's,
he's
big
fucking-
and he
he's-
has to be.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, build height of AJ Styles, actual height. Tom is that tall. Against like this person, is that tall? Then why is he that? And it was like
Yeah.
they realized the fluctuation between his heights when he was with Big Cass and Enzo in NXT, and then someone else. It's like, what the fuck? And they realized,
His build height is 6 foot flat, 183 centimeters.
but what is it?
But his
doesn't
actual
say.
height is
And
different.
it's up and
yeah.
down. That's
But,
and it's a proper
yeah.
thing they've been going around Reddit.
Yeah,
for
someone.
ages.
Yeah, they've been chasing it on Reddit, but
It's like the
You-
Uso
you-
thing.
yeah, the Usos.
The, if you have a shirt, like if they're wearing a shirt, they'll lose. If they're not wearing a shirt, they'll win. And it's like this proper thing that
Yeah.
they followed since the start of their.
yeah,
their
and some
career.
people like credit to them. Like some
I'm
people do
seeing-
really pick up those kind of
I'm
details.
saying
of
it's
it.
around 183 centimeters.
So we'll go with that.
Pretty tall,
Yeah.
But you think
He's
about
tall dude, consider
that's
it.
that's tall dude. Like that's taller than Kevin Owens. That's taller than Alberto Del Rio. That's taller than Chris Jericho. But then you look
Yeah,
at that
and
interview
he's
and
like-
he's just like meep.
He
So,
was tiny in that.
but so that match was so good. Like
Yeah.
I rated it.
I think I liked how even though you knew Del Rio wasn't winning, they just went, look, you're not winning. You're the least likely to. I'm ignoring that, but you're the
I
least
love
likely to win. But they're like, well, fuck it. Everyone knows you're not going to win. Everyone knows you're not likely to win. So we're just going to book you to literally kill people. And they did. They made him look so
Man,
dangerous.
Strong, yeah.
That double stomp was it on Cesaro?
It was on
Yeah.
Cesaro
With
through the ladder.
Fuck man, that how can that not hurt?
Can I
Yeah,
just
fuck
say
How
that?
can it not hurt?
Is it just me to feel like Jericho didn't need to be in that match?
Not at all.
He,
No.
myself
thought he was
personally,
having a good
I
part.
felt he didn't do anything.
He was
I thought
playing
that-
safe. He didn't need to be in there at all.
I
Yeah.
thought he would have a much bigger role, and I even said it on the last video. Like I felt like Ambrose should win, but I thought given the way they hyped the match, I thought Jericho would win. Right?
Yeah.
And then
I think that only put him in it just to say he's been in this match.
I just thought that they
and
had
never won
a
it.
legit,
Everyone
they
had
a
an enemy.
legitimate claim to play on him. Like they could have been something along the lines of he's never won it, but look how close he is
He's
tonight.
almost-
You know,
but
like
didn't
he's
even-
there, he's
Because
there.
he seemed to be an annoyance.
He will eventually
Yeah.
win it, I think, in my opinion, because he's won everything else, and he invented that match. For him to
Yeah.
go out in his career without winning it at least
I don't
once.
know, I don't think he needs to though. I
No,
don't
he
think
doesn't.
needs to.
He could, but it doesn't mean that he couldn't win, and then in some
Yeah.
stipulation match later, and he actually loses the briefcase.
Okay.
Yeah. Did
so-
you lose one?
So Ambrose wins, and it's kind of predictable. Like we
I was
we only
annoyed.
say we say it's like predictable. We all thought it was very predictable, but none of us actually thought they would pull the trigger with it.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
kind of like we thought Ambrose should win because it made the most
It
sense.
made the most sense, but
Yeah.
you never know.
We thought with WWE, they tend to, if they book Ambrose and they teased it on Raw, like, oh, what if I cash in and then I win? What if I win Money in the Bank and I cash in? It's like they just told you what's going to happen. Surely that
They
can't
would,
happen.
yeah, they wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
They're not that obvious.
And that's the thing with it as well. Like that finishing spot that they had was great. Like the
Yeah.
two ladders and then the two ladders. Like I thought that was fantastic. Who was
I
the
will
final?
say
Who was
that-
the final two on there? Was it Ambrose, and
Owens.
Ambrose.
and Owens? Yeah, and I was gonna say
That was
I'm
great.
happy
Just keep it
that
out of the
they
way.
were the last two
Same.
because Owens still has that claim of I was fingertips away, and I think that almost that
His
that is a
backstage
transition.
interview after with Tom Phillips
Yeah.
was hilarious. After the match, not pre-match, after the match, it's like Tom goes to interview him and he's like, I know that you think like you're a journalist and you think that this is an appropriate time to approach me, but you just saw what I went through. You just saw the brutality I just went through, and he's like, and now you approach me, and look at all these pink walls around me. He's like, do you think this is an appropriate time to approach me? He's like, I'm surrounded by pink, and I've got you approaching me, asking me how I feel about losing this match. And Tom Phillips last night, he's it's not funny, Tom. It's not funny. It's hilarious.
His backstage
It's like,
stuff is always
and,
amazing.
and the only one to properly sell the night before.
Yeah.
Everyone might have been, but he like limping down the aisle, like the only fucking person to properly sell the night before.
Oh
And-
man,
and that was the thing, like-
that's it. On Raw, he comes out versus Zayn, and he's holding his guard. He's limping. That's selling, man. That's something.
That's how it should be.
That's protecting the business. Like that.
Yeah.
That is what you do because you respect what you do, and you want people to believe that you're actually hurt.
That person.
And this is the thing as well. Like I think with Kevin Owens being the last man on that ladder, is his transition from strong mid card to
Main
the
event.
next. I'm thinking he's transitioned from upper mid card to low main event.
Yeah,
I think that was the key transition right there because realistically,
there's
like
no
he's
doubt in
just
my mind.
he is everything they need except minus Vince's look.
There's
That
no
is
doubt in
it.
my
Yeah,
mind. There is no doubt in my mind that Owens will be a Money in the Bank winner down the line.
He'll main event WrestleMania within the next 2 years.
There's no
Guaranteed.
doubt in my mind he
Absolutely.
will be a WWE champion at some stage. Whether they create 2 world titles to accommodate all these guys, it doesn't matter. To me, bring it back. To me, he
That would
will
look
be a
good on
world
Kevin.
champion one day. Let's move on. Cena and AJ.
Yeah, so Cena and AJ look a fantastic match. The finish suited the story. I know a lot of people will be pissed off with how it went.
I was pissed off.
But I think story wise it makes sense.
Old versus new. They played
And-
that the whole time.
Yep.
I was
And I
frustrated
think
to the sense of they say old is new, and they book old versus new rather, and they said AJ is like the new guy, but at the end of the day, man, they're the same age.
Yeah.
They're the same age. Now I will say this, and this is something that I shared in the group today when I created the thread of my
oh
thoughts on
boy,
pay-per-view.
did you go on a rant?
I did. But can I just say, if you watch this match from start to finish, a lot of people will say that AJ is the current best wrestler in the world. A lot of people say that. Okay,
He's top.
if
top three
I
for me.
watched that match, not only did he look like one of the best in the world, but he made Cena look
like shit.
terrible. He made him look slow and terrible. And I get that was the story they were trying to tell. Like, AJ is one step ahead. He's smarter. He's faster. He runs rings around him. Well, I understand that's the story. But, man, they didn't have to make it so obvious because Cena... Alright, for the first, 5 to 8 minutes of the match, I didn't care that Cena was spot calling because I was like, that's Cena. Like, he does that.
Yelling.
He does that.
Yeah.
But man, at one stage, it wasn't just about him spot calling. The camera work was horrible. Like
Kevin done it. Fucking too big.
they are showing him say,
Duck and elbow, duck a clothesline.
"Duck under
Yeah.
this. I'm going to do this. Go to the
Useless.
corner. Do this flip." Like it's like, come on, man. Like
Kevin-
if he's going to spot call, don't make it so goddamn obvious. And it's like, I didn't notice AJ's spot call once. I didn't notice it.
And
I
that's
noticed
the
Cena
difference
do it
of skill
at
and
least 6 or 7
professionalism. Yeah.
times. Man, there was times when even at the start of the match, Cena puts him in a headlock, throws him down, and AJ just rolls up and he looks at
Oh,
him.
that was
And
fun.
he goes
I
like,
rewound
he
that
goes-
and watched
He
that.
goes, I can do this all day.
It is all day.
When he
One
throws,
rings
him
around you.
he throws him at the steel steps, and he just jumps the steps and runs back in the ring. And he's like, all day, he goes, "You can't beat me. You can't beat me." It's like, fuck, this guy is so far beyond what Cena can do in the ring. And I don't look, man. I've said so many times, I don't hate Cena. It's got I hate his character. I hate that it's the same character for the last 10 years. I do think he's a great wrestler, but I just thought AJ looked way better than him. Way better than him.
To touch on what you said, so yes, Styles ran rings around Cena, but fuck did Cena work too.
Oh,
He
yeah.
did, man. He did.
Cena sold that calf crusher like a fucking demon.
He did.
Like
He
five
did.
knuckle shuffle instead of just running the ropes.
He just
fell into
Fucking
it.
fell.
Like it was fantastic. The fact that and then they really did the whole. It was almost like the origination of that current Cena character.
Yes.
Where he powered through the fact that he had a fuck leg to do an AA, all that sort of shit. Look, again, I agree. Kevin Dunn and that sound crew fucked up. There, a couple of times that sound mic, the in-ring mic was left on.
Yeah.
And it fucking, you heard almost everything that was said and you're like, the fuck?
Yeah.
And then there was that, like, steel clanking on steel from the back somehow.
Yeah.
And even all
You know
the
what I think
fucking
it was?
commentators were
I
like,
think, I think a ladder fell.
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
entrance ramp,
Yes.
and
That's
you
what
I
heard
think
yeah.
so.
it.
And
My whole thing with this is that they must have been setting up the ladders because the ladder match was after Cena and AJ.
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe a ladder fell or something. My whole thing with it is, like, this was a 20-odd minute match, and we didn't have a clean finish. Like, we need a clean finish. You got a match
Even
like that.
Owens
Long
get
term,
clean.
Even a fucking look. He signs a contract, and I understand heels lie and whatever, and you know, if you watched Raw, you'll see what ends up happening. But you know, heels lie and whatever. But man, this match deserved better. It was they have said this. It's the first time. It's a 15-year match in the making, whatever it is, and you're gonna tarnish it with that finish. Like,
But WWE gonna do the 50-50 3-round booking. That's
just-
what's gonna happen, Jordy.
just let it finish clean. Let AJ win. Even if Cena's gonna win the next two, let AJ win that.
Even
clean.
if Cena wins the next two, I swear to fuck. Oh man.
Look
Just
who's
so-
won. Look who's won clean against Cena. Like in recent memory, off the top of my head,
Owens.
Owens,
And then he lost 3 pay-per-views in a row.
and that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
And like I
Usyk
think.
beat him clean. He passed him out.
yeah, pass me up.
And
But that
he
to me,
lost
that's
3.
not. To me, that's not like proper decisive.
And
1, 2, 3.
But then he fucking lost 3 pay-per-views in a row.
Yeah.
It's just.
I don't want that
But-
to happen. Like
but
I'm.
the momentum didn't stop. If you look at it, look where he's now. Like and I hate to say it, it didn't. Rusev was the opposite, but for Owens, he
You know what
failed.
would be great is like the brand split. They've announced the draft is going to be on July 19th or whatever it is. So what would be kind of cool is if the next pay-per-view battleground, Cena and AJ fight, and then AJ wins, or not he wins, but like Cena gets counted out, or there's like a DQ finish where there's like it's not really a finish. And then AJ and him get split up onto different brands,
And then
and AJ can just keep saying, "I'm the guy who beat Cena, and he's never beaten me."
Yeah.
You know, and that's heel heat. Like that's he's
yeah.
generating heel heat. That's your top baby face, and he's saying this guy could never beat me.
Well,
You can lead up to a WrestleMania
to a
match
massive,
between
and they
these
keep
two.
banging on about being
Yeah.
WrestleMania. But if you actually look at like there's a thing on Raw today, it was the first time I've ever heard practically a majority of a crowd chant like John Cena's name and not have any like let's go see stuff. Yeah. I've not heard that in years, and it was the arguably the best wrestler in the world who got to that point with him. Who even the smarkiest of people who were booing Reigns, and he was like, "Oh, fucking doing beer," like they were chanting John Cena, and it wasn't just a few vocal minority. It was
And
most of them.
what does a good heel do? They get the baby face
Okay, so-
even more over.
Yes,
and that was
That's
the thing.
what
Like
I-
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah, there's not been a lot of heels over the years that can get. That's something that Edge did great.
Yes.
He made you hate him so much that you cheered for Cena. Something that fucking CM Punk did, you know?
Yeah.
When he had his heel run,
Yeah.
he made you hate him so much
Yeah.
that you cheered for Cena. You know? That's something
God, I miss
that a
them.
good that's something that a good heel does, you know? It's like you even though I like two of my favourite wrestlers of
Edge
all
and
time are Edge and Punk.
Yeah.
And if I'm gonna sit here and say, like, I'm cheering for Cena, it's because that fucker
He's
made
so good
me-
at his
made
job.
me
Yeah.
hate him more than I
Ah.
hate Cena. You know, it's like fuck.
Look, I think. Look, when it comes to that match, it was. You're right. It was fantastic. It made Cena look like a bitch in comparison to AJ. Like he paled in comparison to AJ. He couldn't keep up. He did everything he could. He couldn't keep up. Whatever. And everyone's like, "Oh, ring rust, ring rust." Like, no, fuck
No,
off.
not at all.
Get away. I think that the only issue I have with the finish is that post ref bump, Cena was the one pinning AJ. How it should have gone down is that Styles was pinning Cena.
But you know what, man? I will say this.
If he was face, I
I
agree.
do tend to agree with you. I do tend to agree with you a little. The thing that I would say is, because you've had that ref bump, Cena could have AA'd him, landed on him, the ref's out, 10 count, 13, 14, 20
Wouldn't even
count
matter,
for
yeah.
all you care. And then the ref finally comes to, but AJ's taken like a low blow option
Yeah.
at this stage. Taken Cena down, and then Styles clashed him or phenomenal forearmed him. Won the match
yeah.
dirty, but at least it was still
It was
one-on-one.
still
It
one-on-one.
was still one-on-one. Do you know what I mean? It would have been like, it wouldn't have been so tainted. It would have been like the knocking out of the ref
Yeah.
led AJ to
Dodgy
cheat.
ref bump too. It's like he just
I
looked
know,
at him.
man. It
Oh,
was
well,
so
it was
the ref didn't
and
realize.
the worst part is that was Mike Chioda, but
Yeah.
one thing I do want to point out, that Styles clash. Did anyone else see how close Cena's head came to that bottom?
He's so
He
clumsy,
nearly,
man.
he
He's so
nearly
I said that
ended his
to
own
Ron.
career.
I was like, do you know how many people that have been injured from that? Like Yoshitatsu had his neck broken. I was explaining because
that ended Yoshitatsu's career.
Yeah, like, and I said to him, I was like, if you look, he went to tuck, went, oh fuck, and then looked up because that's
He
how
looks
it
up.
always
You
happens.
have to look up.
You have to look up, and everyone instinctively tucks.
Yeah, so like the natural reaction for most wrestlers is to tuck. But there is a screenshot you can find. I don't know if Lee, if you can find to bring it up. But Cena's head, I shit you not, is about that far from the ground because he fucked up. And
You can't. Man.
or with a
this is
move
the
like
thing
that,
I told you guys the other
that could have
week,
been bad.
that when Rollins was talking to Jericho on his podcast about how he broke Cena's nose,
Yeah,
he says John will be the first to admit that how clumsy he is in the
yeah,
ring.
he's a clumsy
You know,
motherfucker.
Man, like that could have been really bad for him.
Yeah.
That could have been
real bad
that's
for him.
career ending.
It's
That is
that's
like look at a history of neck injuries. Fucking Brian wasn't a
John
neck
Cena, he's
Cena?
like the same thing. Yeah,
Fucking
Edge.
Cena himself, Edge.
Yeah.
Who else we have on that list? We got
man,
Austin.
So
There
many.
is fucking Bill Goldberg.
yeah.
Fucking Batista.
Angle.
Like there is Angle. There is
Yeah.
so many names, and like you have to think at some point like WWE don't want to can moves like that. Styles Clash, what he's known for, they need to start training
Well,
people
you know,
to take these more dangerous moves that these
that's-
innovative people are coming up
That's
with.
a big reason why he was using for a time. He was using the forearm as his finish
Yeah.
because in Vince's mind, from all reports that I've read, it was too dangerous to do the clutch.
They'd have to okay it with the opponent.
I was going to
Can
say,
you take
yeah.
it
I
no
don't
matter
think
what?
it was. I don't think it was more. It was too dangerous. I think it's people who weren't trained on it because
Yeah.
obviously Styles being a world-renowned, world-trained, world-traveled wrestler, that people are trained differently
Yes.
as they are in comparison to WWE's born and bred. So when a new person comes in, they're like, okay, we've seen your finisher. How do I sell that? I think
Yeah.
that's what they need to start doing. It's like, okay, you're going up against blah. That person and them should be like, all right, sweet, we're going in the ring.
Give it a
Excuse me,
go. Yeah.
and it's like I'm going to do this move to you about 27 times. That's 27
The rule
chances
is they
for
have
me
to be able to
break
show
your
it to
neck.
the road agents. I believe, if I remember correctly, they have to show the road. Like, how do you do it? How do you sell it? Go get in the ring, show Pat Patterson or Billy Gunn. Well, not me anymore, but show,
Not anymore,
show
Billy.
a road agent that you can take it once or
Do you
twice,
know
and then you're sweet.
that Evan Bourne, when he was in WWE, he had to hit the shooting star
Oh, fuck
10
yeah.
consecutive times in a row
Without fucking up because of
without fucking up?
because Chavo almost died from
Correct.
Small London. Yeah.
Correct. And
So did
dude,
Lesnar.
fucking Lesnar, he nearly killed
Oh
himself.
yeah. Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
But
I
that's
mean,
what
there's
that's
no
why I
way
think of
you
him.
do
Yeah,
shooting
yeah,
stars.
he's God no. He's
He's
270
270
insane.
pounds. I know, he's fucked.
But,
Look, good match, deserved a better finish in my opinion. Let's go to the main event. The big one, Rollins Reigns. The one that was so tasty that I didn't get right in my predictions. It was the only finish that I didn't get right. And the reason being is because who the hell would have predicted Reigns losing clean?
Oh,
Not
I will
me.
say, I felt like there was something off the whole time.
He worked heel. Reigns worked heel.
It's not even that he worked
worked
heel.
heel.
It's that something seemed off, and maybe that was it. It wasn't even. I don't know if it was the pacing or the timing. It isn't ring rust because Rollins has been wrestling for a month on house shows, but just something seemed really off.
It was slow. The match was a very slow pace.
And he worked
you know
heel.
what, you know what I think
felt
it is?
I felt that if you go back a month and
Yeah.
you watch AJ vs Reigns, and then you go back the previous month and watch AJ vs Reigns, I thought that that's what the match would be like.
Yeah.
I thought Rollins would have that fast pace, but he was a bit slow, man. He was a bit slow. But Reigns, I felt that both of them, the chemistry wasn't as good as it should be.
God no.
Like I don't know why. Maybe Nick knows.
I
why.
think I have a reason. I actually think they don't like each other. I
Really?
honestly think that those two IRL don't
Well, you
mix.
know what's
and,
funny?
and if you think about it, you fucking think about it, and this is where I'm bringing in, and I'm calling out fucking Rollins for this, and I was talking to you about it last night. Fucking Rollins, you swearing naughty boy.
Bad boy.
I'm making a swear jar, and I'll have it here next week. And every time we catch a wrestler swearing, we're gonna put their name in it, and they owe us money. But look, okay. So we caught Rollins saying bitch, and we caught Rollins saying fuck.
Fuck yeah.
So, but
Bad boy.
But honestly, I swear to God, I don't think they like each other because when he was saying bitch, he was like saying, I think he was saying come on bitch, or he was saying something along like that.
He was.
And I think that's
I loved
because
it.
either there was something
I
off between
loved
the
it.
two, maybe something was said backstage or some shit.
Well,
Maybe-
the
maybe
story
you're
of
like-
the match was that Roman was dominating. Early on, Roman was dominating.
But I almost
And then
think
he-
it's
bad.
He's
Badly.
punching, and then he takes Rollins to the corner, and he punches him, and then Rollins just slaps him, right? Looked like a shoot, the slap.
yeah,
He slapped him, right?
and that's what
Looked
I'm
like a
talking
shoot.
about. Like,
And then he goes, come on, bitch, and then it's like, fuck, like this is getting physical, and
Yeah.
it was cool. Like, it was cool to watch because, like, I'm fucking. This is the thing. I heard Vince Russo's review of this, and he was like, "Man, I'm not
Enough
invested.
swerves.
I'm not invested in the characters and whatever." I was like, "Man, if you watched WWE
product, yeah.
24 with Rollins,
You'd be invested as
you'd be
fuck if
invested
Seth
in
Rollins. Goddamn
for
right.
sure."
but so
Because man, he's so relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like when he slapped him, he's like, "Come on, bitch!" I was like, "This is the underdog. Like he's the underdog getting beaten,
It
and
made
he's still
no sense.
throwing a swing
because
at
who
him."
was the last time? When's the last time you saw someone slap someone in the face and say come on bitch? Reigns versus Lesnar.
Yeah,
and he
you're
cashed
you're
in.
Right. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
So
You're right.
this is my take on this match. So they
That's a
were
good point,
attempting.
actually, though, yeah.
They were attempting the double turn. I
Yeah.
think that what they did though is they told them to just instantly switch, not do the slow turn like Rock Austin. So
Would have made sense.
and here's my thing. So if you remember back to when Rollins was full blown heel, black and gold. Yep. It got
Home brand.
got
the
so-
Franklin home brand.
got so booed he was cheered. So they started a face turn. It was a long, slow transitional face turn, but just
Yeah.
before they pulled the trigger on it, he was coming out in white.
Yeah.
What colour is he wearing?
Man, you know what? When he came out at SummerSlam last year in white,
You
I
would
marked the
feel-
fuck out. No,
I was so
I marked
excited.
the fuck out.
Snake
I said-
fucking Plissken
I said to
bitches.
me,
Yeah.
this is. He's coming out against Cena wearing white.
Face turn.
He's the savior.
He's
the savior.
CrossFit
He's
Jesus.
the new era
And-
savior.
and-
what is he? He's fucking Shawn Michaels from the 80s.
Yes.
That's what he is.
And this is what
also
I'm gonna say.
Ziggler as well. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true, yeah.
And this is what I'm going to say. So now he's wearing grey. We all know grey is mixed
In the middle.
in the
Yeah.
middle. So I'm thinking that's what they were trying to tease. But just going back to that, I'm glad you brought up Shawn Michaels. This is what I was going to say earlier. Is I think the main reason they were both dirty is I think that Reigns didn't want to drop the belt. And like this is just me shooting the shit.
Yeah,
but I think
okay,
that Reigns.
screw job.
I think that Reigns. Well, think
Yeah.
about it. You think about that screw job. Like you think about the years prior to that screw job. Shawn never wanted to drop the belt to Bret. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking either
No,
Reigns didn't want
It
to
was
drop
the
it.
other way. It was the other way.
Oh yeah, sorry, it was the other
Reigns
way.
didn't want to-
No, he
So
didn't want
I
to drop
think-
it to him in Canada.
Yeah,
That was
so
the-
I
yeah,
think
but-
that Reigns didn't want to drop the belt, and I think he was a bit dirty about it. And then I think
No.
Rollins was happy to put people over. I
This is what
honestly do.
think- This is what
But I
just
think
happened,
there
man.
was something so,
What?
and you're right, there was something so
I really
So
don't think
off
there's.
about
I
it.
don't know.
What I think is that, and look, I hope what I'm saying is true because I fucking don't like Reigns. But
Same
what I'm saying is, and look, man, I've said this many times. I don't want to not like Reigns. I want to like Reigns.
You want him to play
I
the
want him to be
characters.
I just
booked,
want
and
him
so
to be-
I hate him, and that's how he should
Exactly,
be.
that's how he
Yes.
should be. And then when he eventually becomes a face, I love him, you know.
Yeah,
But I just feel like being forced down your throat is not the way to get him over.
exactly. Yeah.
But for me, it's like he's this guy who's this 6'5" stud. He's not relatable at all. He's not relatable. And it's like I've got this other guy that's in Rollins. At one stage in the match, I think it was very early on, the crowd is going, "Let's go Rollins, let's go Rollins," and they stop, and Reigns looks over, and Rollins just goes, he just cracks his smile, but it's just like he knows that he's loved.
yeah,
He knows,
he knows.
that the crowd hates Roman,
There's
and
nothing
they're
yeah.
gonna keep hating him no matter what happens. So it's just like it's kind of like Vince has just been like, and I hope this is the case.
Yeah.
I hope he's going like, I can't get this fucker over.
Oh.
I can't get him over.
Well, he's not. Well,
so
there
let's
has
just
been.
fuck him off and focus on someone who can get over.
Well, there was so
in
many.
Rollins.
There was so many articles building up to this where Vince was like, "I'm not happy with Roman Reigns." Like he'd been on record saying,
Yeah.
"I'm not happy with him," and I think it's due to the whole progression of Reigns. And we could sit here and do a whole fucking podcast on Reigns if we wanted to, but we're not because we need viewers.
Man, we've said,
And I don't want to kill myself immediately
Yeah,
after a podcast.
We've said so many times, and we've been saying for the last few weeks, but I don't understand what a babyface and a heel is, and I've heard it so many times where people have said there is no babyface.
Now,
and a heel.
nowadays there is no
Okay,
baby
and
face.
let me
But it's
tell
like,
you,
why not? That's what the story is.
Let me tell you, okay, Why is that the case?
I can tell you why.
But let me just elaborate a little bit. Like, the reason why I say why is that the case, the reason why it's the case is because Vince wants you to cheer for someone that you don't want to cheer for. So, rather than say Rollins is the face and Roman's the heel, he's going to say there is no face and there is no heel. Because he still doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want to let go of that power. But realistically, if he just admits that he's wrong, and Roman's actually a heel, and lets him commit to a full heel role, and says, hey, Seth, you're going to make a great babyface, so I'm going to make you a babyface.
Yeah.
It's a license to print money. Like, just let it happen, let him go full heel, let Rollins turn face, and just sell merch and make money off Roman being this badass dominant heel.
Look,
that's my
you are correct in that in some sense of that. So there is a slight free plug I'm going to give away for here right now. What Culture, the channel, Adam Blompier recently did what he calls his own version of a pipe bomb, where he shoots the shit about Vince McMahon. It was a 2-part video, and it was a look inside the evil genius mind of Vince McMahon. His upbringing. I'm assuming you've watched it.
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic. If you haven't, go home and watch it tonight. It's fucking.
Very,
actually,
very, very
I shit you not. It is like probably
He's the fucking man.
It's probably some of the best like shoot stuff I've ever seen. Like Adam Blompier is not a wrestler at all. He's like us. He just shoots it. And just the way what he does was absolutely amazing. Like, it was absolutely phenomenal the way he's talking about Vince.
It's got a cute name.
And Blompier. It's spelled Blampide, which is even better. But
sounds like a Pokemon.
Yeah, well, yeah. But just to go on to it, look, the reason why there is some face or heel. That's a Rooster Teeth.
Am I distracting you?
Yeah, a little bit. So the reason why there is no face and heel in a certain sense is it's what I mentioned earlier when I was bringing you guys in, is that there is too much reality stuff now on the network.
Yes.
You see like kayfabe's gone, and I think that's the reason why. Ever since the death of kayfabe, the lines have been blurred between face and heel. Like, obviously you have your anti-heroes, but they're still a face. And you have your ultimate asses, but they're still a heel. Yeah. But when a wrestler comes in and you already know, just because of fucking Google, that you know their backstory, you know their best matches. Like, for fuck's sake, if you want a great match and you want to see what fucking AJ Styles can really do, look up his match against Will Ospreay in fucking New Japan. Holy fuck!
Nakamura in New Japan.
Yeah,
thank you very much, Wrestle Kingdom 10. I had a hard on for it.
Watch his
fucking month.
Watch his triple threats in TNA with fucking Daniels and
That's what I'm saying. Like,
any of his matches against Kazarian, any of his matches against Loki, fucking outrageous.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's too readily available.
Yes.
And
they themselves have made it readily available
exactly
now to
right.
see the history
and
of wrestling.
You look at Seth Rollins. He's a perfect example. Yeah, he was gone. Before he came back, they did like the Seth Rollins 24. They did the redesign, reclaim, rebuild, all that bullshit. And everyone's just like, we fucking love you, Seth Rollins. But it's just like, but then they bring you back as a heel. It's like, what are you? And then they're like, oh, but it's only because they assume that no one watches the network, just Raw. In Vince's mind and in the creative team's mind, Raw is the universe. And even then, you think about it, then they have the assumption that they're trying to play to two worlds where people only watch pay-per-views. Like myself personally, I'm a guy who only really gets to watch pay-per-views. Yeah. And that's only because it goes on the network. Because, like, I don't have Foxtel, I don't live in America, so I follow up on Raw on Bleacher Report's update shit.
Yeah.
Whereas when it comes to pay-per-views, like, I can sit down and watch them when I go home from work because, I have a job.
For me, it's just who's more
It's
relatable.
hard.
Because I have a job, you unemployed fuckers.
Oh, not just that. Like, it's like, I don't have time. It's not like that. It's like, I don't have time to sit down and watch I'm busy now. I don't have time to
There's that much fucking programming. You can't watch SmackDown, Raw, pay-per-views, NXT, and then
it's about to get a lot worse than SmackDown.
Exactly. I don't watch just WWE. I also watch New Japan. And then I've got to catch up with my other news stuff as well for information shit. So I got to watch, keep up with Dave Meltzer. Keep up with Cage Insider. Or Ringside Seats or whatever it is. I got all that shit I got to look into as well. And it's like, my girlfriend, like, she's getting into wrestling because she has no other choice now. Like,
I've lost you down the rabbit hole. I have to get into heroin too.
Yeah,
like, it's
pretty much. Yeah, she's just like, Yeah, she sent me a message today. She's like, Snapchat, and she was on the What Culture site on YouTube, just like watching all these videos. I was like, oh, what have I done? It's like, I love you. I'm so proud of you. At the same time, it's like, it's such a big part of my life. And like, I got now with the interview stuff that I'm doing as well. I've also got to look into like all the indie stuff, and it's like I'm a busy man. So I gotta take what I can.
It's a unicorn, and it's something I've always searched for is a woman who loves pro wrestling. And I mean,
you've got one.
Good job, Leah. I'm fucking let her go.
I'm
dear life.
I'm twisting mine into a unicorn. I'm like a mad scientist where I'm just pouring in the chemicals and hoping it works.
Putting a fucking New Day horn on a fucking horse's head. You fit!
Light up!
I think it's safe to say we got sidetracked.
Wait, what were we talking about?
I think that when it comes down to it, it's too much reality stuff, and that's the reason why the lines have been incredibly blurred. And just going back to it, like, Rollins came back, wrestled like a face, and I think that it just goes back to the point I was saying earlier, that at the end of the day, I think that, but just before the match, they might have said, you're now a heel, you're now a face, but I think they pulled the trigger on it instead of doing a slow turn like they should have.
I think for me, it's just that Rollins is just way more relatable.
He is.
So it even goes as far as, if you watch the 24 special that they had on him, he's sitting at his home, he's got his knee injured, he's sitting with his dog on the lounge,
playing
PlayStation, Xbox, whatever, and he loses the match, and he's like, fuck! Damn it, shit. It's not a good start to my day. It's like, man, that is just
Was that
me.
your Seth Rollins impression? Yeah. This is not a good start. You're like classic white man right now.
That's what he says.
He is, because he tries, he swears, he's like, fuck,
white.
oh, what a terrible,
In fact,
Colby is Mexican. Hispanic. He's part Hispanic.
Yeah, he's half, right? But in fairness though, right, as if he's from fucking, Iowa or something?
Yeah.
It's like the whitest town in the world, man.
I mean, like, it is relatable. He's a wank and a cry away from being any one of us. So,
exactly right.
Fuck.
Speak for yourself. I'm a wank and a shit joke.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say that's part one done.
Yeah, we're doing a two-parter. Surprise.
Surprise, Leah sucked in.
Yeah. What is it? So yeah, I think just to wrap up, look, we all enjoyed Money in the Bank. Probably one of the best in years. I think not like the big call, but
best since 2000.
I'm going to say it's 2011 to kick off the Summer of Punk.
Oh no, look, I mean that's going to sound incredibly biased, but Punk is one of my favourites ever.
Me too.
So for me, it's nothing compares to Summer of Punk. Money in the Bank 2011. That's the best Money in the Bank there's ever.
Daniel Bryan won. Yeah, there's no
comparison to it. But look, I think that in recent history, it's one of the best one in years. Final thoughts for myself personally. I like that they didn't give away the triple threat, because I said last week that I was fucking livid about them potentially pulling the trigger on it.
Yeah.
But I think in this case, now that they've come out and basically said, yeah, we're doing the triple threat at Battleground, which we'll get into next video, that I'm concerned so heavily that they've got 5 fucking weeks, including a draft, to storyline that. If you look back at WWE's history, they're flat out booking a month to month.
They're not.
Without
they
rushing
don't even
it.
know what they're doing week to week, man.
Yeah, and
so
that's man.
I'm somewhat nervous, but somewhat excited because it's going to make for interesting TV regardless.
It'll be something that I mean,
my thing is just you got to have. This is something that Reigns and Rollins didn't have. You got to have all 3 of them on TV every week. Every week there has to be all 3 of them on TV. They need to be going back and forth with promos. It will show who is the best of the 3.
Rise to the top.
Reigns has a chance. We all say he's not strong on the mic, whatever. He's not strong on the mic. We know that, okay? He's not the best. But he has a chance now to prove if he does have something. If he's got the it factor that people say he's got.
If he has the Bobby Roode, he will pull it out.
All he needs to do is bring back the big watch and the suit.
I don't even know about that. I just think that he needs to just let his heelish persona consume him.
Yeah.
He needs to just
let it take hold
and just be like, I'm going to commit to this role in spite, like today when he was on Raw and he said, "Drink your beer and shut up," like to the crowd. That is something that it felt like it was a shoot. Like no way that would have been scripted. Drink your beer and shut
not
up.
at all. Yeah.
Like that's something that he said on a cuff, and it's like, do that, man, do that.
Run with that.
When they're chanting, like when he was in the match the other night with Rollins, and not Raw but at Money in the Bank, and they're chanting, "You suck, you suck." He goes, "Who sucks now?" Like he should get up and just be like, when he's losing or when he's on top and he's dominating,
Start talking shit to him.
Just be like, to the crowd, and it'd just be the greatest thing ever.
Oh yeah,
it'll get him over. It'll get him so much heat. So he's got a chance to shine, but just whether
you know what,
he's up against two guys who know how to talk and who know how to work.
That's the thing. Ultimately, it's not his call, and that's the thing that like I hate. But it's not up to him. That's it's got to be on him.
Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, I was gonna say my last thing just to add to that was like I think that if he plays on that, that'll be amazing. If he goes, you two can talk, but I'm the 1 out of 3 because he's held the championship long enough. Longest, I think. I won't quote. Don't quote on that.
No, God, no.
Oh yeah, but I'd like to see like you two can talk, but I'm the one who kicks all the ass around here. Maybe like he's good at those short promos, and they need to keep to that, and then to stick to that.
Work with that, and have him keep trying to fight people. But also, just quickly, fun fact: it's rock paper scissors. They've beaten each other. They've never. Right. It's been this constant circle where you think this person gets over, but
In fairness, Ambrose has only beaten Rollins by cashing in. He's never beat him otherwise.
I do like the idea.
Sneak attack from behind that made him seem more heel than babyface.
But to be honest though, that fits his character.
I know you said not to look into it, but man, looking at it objectively, Rollins is standing there waiting for him. He's like, "I'm the heel, but I'm going to wait to confront you head on, and then you attack me from behind."
No, remember, but the whole point is he. There was some call that they hate. It goes around, comes around, hates him, jumps down to the bottom, the present, and Anyways, All
right, well, we'll cut it here, and we will see you, for part 2.